Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we're running.
Nobody could improvise in the beginning. Brett was the first to be able to talk even in that group for Second City, but that's another story. But we're talking about the compass. Well, Roger was fun. You and Elaine, Roger, Coughlin, that was pretty good people. Very good.
You say that nobody was able to do it at the beginning?
Well, they were. I mean, well, I'm confused between the two. You know,
Yeah.
both 40, 50 years ago. Second City or but I don't think better or best is important. The fact was that it was done, was achieved. They started on time, and the audience came in. The audience didn't even pay; they just bought drinks. It was nuts.
Who were the two playing in the game of Hurt?
Elaine and Bob Coughlin was the guy that bought her and wanted to marry her or something. Was damn near, and David was the husband.
I was the cigar salesman. I didn't even smoke cigars. I was a cigar salesman.
You, cigar salesman.
Well, we all knew you weren't really a cigar salesman.
We used to do 3 shows on Saturday night. We come off the last show, Paul would say, "What's the matter with you? No feeling, no reality, nothing." So then we'd say, "Well, we'll do 2 shows instead of 3 shows."
Yeah. Became too hard.
Well, you must have some questions that you would like to ask now.
Why we took on such a fantastic load, I don't know.
You started out around was it always on the south side of Chicago, the compass?
At the beginning.
And then where did you end up to the north side?
We went to Lakeside, which was right next to the Illinois Central tracks, and then we went up to Devon and Broadway.
I know many people who were your audience now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, some of them live in the north with us.
I'd like to interview one of them.
When you come to the farm, or maybe.
I won't be coming to the farm until I finish the book.
Well, call him up.
I'd like to interview them on the phone.
All right, you could interview Carol Farwell on the phone. Good idea. I'll give you. I'll talk to her about it. I'll call you. I'll set it up.
Great. Okay, you have a question for Paul?
No, you ask. I think
Your conversation.
really, you guys are best together.
We need the guy again. We can't get coffee.
I know that I fucked up totally on Compass in 1954 because it died. And it died giving me $10,000 debt. What I'd like to do now is a cabaret theater that doesn't die, that goes on playing for 5 or 10 years. This time it will be in Pioneer Valley in Massachusetts. Okay. The whole thing.
Well, there was a separation. It was done like it was a professional theater, but you didn't really have a true connection with the player, or they wouldn't accept that, and they wanted you to be the true producer. You're not. Maybe.
How do I be the true producer? In
Well,
2004.
In what?
No.
2004.
I don't know. You might never be a true producer. You're not a true producer. You've never
You
done
have
it.
to hire and fire.
Hire and fire, right?
Number one.
I don't think that's crucial or important. And I don't think it's important that it lives or dies. Everything lives or dies. Suddenly you think the main thing you want is that it lasts forever. What's that mean?
It means that, as far as I'm concerned, it's not successful to run a theater for a year and let it die and $10,000 worth of debt. That's a big boo-boo.
I think maybe that's an achievement. There's nothing wrong with that. Every theater I've had anything to do with is gone. I mean, insofar, or I'm gone. Second City still goes on. That's a form of compass.
I think the issues have to do with financing, which is something I refuse to even talk about those days. Financing has to do with casting, who gets a salary and who does not. We should use a lot of people who don't get salaries, people like Bob Kaufman, don't need salaries. They have a very well-paying job as it is. It has to do with getting gigs for the cast, working for the Jewish organizations or the local television media or educational programs and companies. And if you don't do that, then you're just asking for failure. That's what I think. I just put out a series of about 10 questions. I sent them to 5 close friends who I think know something about the business, including Paul. I sent him one. And I got a good response. He told me how much money I should ask for in a loan and whether or not I should keep the company on the road or look for a permanent home for them, stuff like that, basic stuff. So,
Why would you even dream of asking ordinary people such questions?
they're not ordinary people, these are unusual people. You're one of them.
Well,
The guy who responded is a guy who has a company out of Seattle who is now touring Germany. Quite successful. His name is Randy Dixon.
Oh, yeah.
You know him?
did he come to a workshop?
Yeah. Yeah, he came to the farm. And he's got some kind of improv festival of his own in Seattle, no?
Right.
He invited Avery out there.
He's inviting me to come out
He
in
does,
August, I think.
All that other improv, you know, the,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
He does long form.
I thought he did short form.
Well, I think
Thought
he
he
does
did-
both forms.
He does whatever. And now he's sort of working with Gary Schwartz, trying to do, letting Spol, who's trying,
Yeah.
does it kind of Spolen.
Right.
That's all. We don't really know him. But he's an entrepreneur. That's what you think, you should be an entrepreneurial type guy.
No, I think that's the producer of a compass should be an entrepreneur. I'm not saying that I should be one,
Yeah.
but he should be one. Or she
But
should
if
be
you're
one.
the producer of Compass, then you should be one.
Yeah, but I'm going to get rid of this job as soon as I can. See? I can't write the book and produce Compass at the same time.
Well, don't forget compass.
Well,
Just write the book.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
You don't need to.
You
You don't need
started this
to
great
go out and
group.
torture yourself to
Well,
death
that group, yeah.
with amateurs who can't do it and who you can't train. And what's going to? Why should you even dream of such a thing? And then besides all sorts of nonsense. If you can get a group that can do a show, you can survive.
We open on the 5th of June on Amherst Common.
oh. There's a theater on the Common?
No, we're making one.
Oh.
Yeah, tell her about the art walk.
It's a gallery, a series of galleries downtown that we just, they open up on Thursday nights and they walk around.
One Thursday a month.
Oh, I see. So your show will be taking place in a gallery space on Common?
Actually, that's not a bad
No,
idea,
no,
but
I don't want to do that. They
But
don't
you
want
just-
me. I don't want them.
You want to be on the street?
just on the
common.
there's a park.
Yeah.
'Cause people are out,
Yes.
you know, and,
yes.
and walking around.
That's wonderful.
I told him he needs to have sound and lights and
sound.
stage. You know, I mean, it's really got to.
What, a portable stage set up
Yeah,
for the
so-
date? Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I think
important.
so. It has to have a venue. If it's just
People speaking
people,
in
the others will walk away. They'll think they're on the set. They have to be on a different
yeah.
plane than the audience. I think it's a great idea to do a show.
He's really pulled together some amazing people.
Who are they?
They're all
Well-
improvisers sitting down.
There's a guy named Court Dorsey who has been doing this work for about 25 years, I think, and he did a show 11 years ago called Golf Ball. It's a satirical show.
Oh.
And his buddy, his name is Martin Church, he's a British player, very intellectual, very radical. Then we got a woman named Linda Putnam. How would you describe Linda Putnam?
She's probably in her early 60s, and I improvised with her in 10 years ago. I don't know how to describe her exactly. Why are we taking
She's, because I was asked the question, she's a combination of like zany and very straight. She's a mother, and she has a business, she tours, and she also goes wild in improvisation. So that's these are the main people, and also a very young, Smith College student who has a very intellectual kind of concept and makes wonderful choices.
What have they done together?
Workshops in rehearsal, working with a woman named Lucinda Kidder, who is a very good director, what can I say?
Do they work from a scenario?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Well, she has a notion that seems to be working. It's called essences. You ever heard of that one? Essences? Where she gets out in the middle of the rehearsal area, sits down, and describes a character in one or two words, and then other people add essences to her character. The fact that she has a bad leg, or the fact that she has a child whom she gave away when she was a young mother, or the fact that she has a father who depends on her, who smokes his life away, whatever. And you have a constellation of maybe 4 or 5 people. It's like a family, and you go for it, and you make a story out of it, and the story becomes a scenario, and it comes to an end. The whole thing takes about 45 minutes, I would say. It takes about 45 minutes.
So the audience is...
There is no audience.
Oh, there is.
Well,
We had 5 or 6 people in the audience.
I
That
mean,
was it.
they're just rehearsing now, so David invites people in to come and sit and watch the whole rehearsal. So we all created this situation, and then it started, and it took on a life of its own. It was amazing. It was like All in the Family. Or no, you can't take it with you. That's right. It was like that. I thought they should do a serial series, take the same characters and then have them week after week.
Then we have written material. One of these pieces is about the founding fathers, who all played with a great deal of that kind of eccentricity, individuality, and they're coming on, and they are questioned.
Are they the Boston boys?
Yeah.
Samuel Adams?
Yeah,
all
and
those guys. And it's
plus-
all real quotes. And it's knit together in a conversation that didn't take place, but
And they're being questioned by the Attorney General. Why do they say this, or why do they believe that? And eventually he puts them all in jail.
Reporter. Wasn't it a reporter?
Was that Thomas Hutchinson or something?
Well, we don't know who it is, but anyways, they're all like 5 old men and then one young congresswoman, and she's the one who sticks out because she doesn't really have their belief at all, and they all are Guantanamo. They're all being sent to Guantanamo because they're dissidents.
Oh, I see. Guantanamo. Well,
That's the jail.
Oh, it is.
That's where they put the
It is pretty amazing.
Afghanistanis.
The whole, like a matrix of different.
Yeah, but the most interesting thing we came across so far is something called the Harper's Index, which is from Harper's Magazine, and it's just a listing of facts.
I know that.
You know that one? Okay, we did this one about how many grams of speed are given to fighter pilots when they go up over Afghanistan. And we did a scene about, the control telling the pilot when to take the speed and whatnot.
You didn't know that?
That's
Yeah,
a very
5.
good
The answer is
story.
5.
Scene idea.
Yeah, see, that's what
5
it is.
grams of
5 grams of speed.
That's amazing.
bombs away.
This is about dope. Okay, you said you wanted to hear a story about dope. This is about dope. And what happened is I decided the thing to do in Chicago would be to make a movie about Chicago. I was in the business of making movies on videotape through improvisation. And I said the place to do it would be Bucktown because it's a crazy place, with everything from very poor foreign strangers who came into town and bought a house or whatever they did, and the hippies and the people from the Loop. It's a great place to make a video to. Decided to make a movie called How to Tell If You're in Bucktown, but I didn't have anybody to shoot the movie. Except there was this guy, Mark, he's a hospital attendant or something. He worked in a museum. He answered people's questions. He's going to shoot the movie? Come on, give me a break. So he comes into my office and he takes the camera. He doesn't ask my permission, he just takes it. And he brings me back this tape which is like just solid with material. Here are the houses of the poor of Bucktown. This is where they hang their laundry. This is great material. Who is this guy? Oh, this is the biggest criminal in Bucktown. His name is Galucci Patucci. You notice how he looks over his shoulder at me? I didn't continue the interview because I was afraid I was going to be stabbed. Great material, So finally, we went up into a place where we do a whole scene, see? And the only thing we didn't have was we didn't have anybody to play this particular part of the commuter. So I picked a guy up. There were 2 of them sitting there and talking in a place called Urbis Orbis, which used to be out there, on North Avenue. And it was like picking up 2 people you didn't know who they were or anything about them. And we stuck them into the movie, which was a very elaborate movie. It's about a homeless woman who lives in Bucktown and who gets money from people in the morning on the subway. We got one of the best actresses in Chicago to do that. And Mark was stoned the whole time. He didn't tell me he was smoking, but he was smoking, man. And he'd say, "Step to the side, David. The Northtown A is coming in." I'd step to the side. "Okay, David. Now we'll do the scene. Tell the actor to step out of the subway." This guy comes out, and she accosts him, and she says, "Give me money." And he tries to get out of it. Then they have a very philosophical conversation on the fucking CTA platform with this guy we never saw him before in our life. That's all. I mean, do you have anything to add, Mark?
No, what was the philosophical discussion about?
It was about value and hard work. And you're fucking off. You're poor. You're ignorant. And I'm bringing in the economy because I work for a living. I go to work every day. I wear a suit. I'm not like you. You're a poor, stupid, beaten up 60-year-old bitch, and get out of my fucking life. It was like that. It was really intense.
I haven't seen the cut though. I've never seen the film yet.
Oh, well, you'll see it. It's on. It's on there. It's about 3 minutes.
A copy?
Yeah, we can make a copy, sure. Yeah.
It seems like they ran into a woman and they started to have a philosophical conversation about values and I guess it seems differences in opinion on the way you should live your
You
life.
just ran into her?
That's what the story was about. That.
Oh, the story. Oh.
They had it on the platform.
When we made up the story and we cast it. I mean, that's incredible. It would be like Mark and I would go over to the corner there and make up a story, and we'd look over here at this table. We'd say, "We want you to play the lead." Boom! That's where you are. You're playing the lead. See? We could do that tomorrow night. What's your name?
Jose.
We got Jose plays the gangster.
He's a lover, not a fighter.
Okay, you play the lover then, all right?
I'll be the lover.
You see that platform over there? We're going to extend that and make a stage out of it. That becomes the stage, and it has a microphone, it has a light. So we can do an open mic thing. Just for
Are you going to be here for Monday night?
No, just tomorrow night.
Well, you're going to have an open mic tomorrow night.
Yeah, a short one, about 15 minutes or a half an hour.
Oh, man, that's not enough time for an act.
Well, then you don't come then. Don't do it.
Okay, I'll bring my guitar. I can do a 3-minute song.
Yeah, that's what we need. 3 minutes max.
3 minutes max?
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Squeeze it all in.
I'll perform, I promise. I'll perform 3 minutes.
You will?
Yeah. I'll do an improvisational poem.
The speaker's already up there.
Put me on the list. Sign me up for tomorrow. Now, if you came to a party tomorrow, the movie of May 15th? May 15th, 2003, is that? Okay. I have to have a scene about a father guiding the woman, counseling the woman who knows, that she's living in the 21st century, and about what to do and what men to sleep with, and, how to go about her business, and whether or not to, join a sorority at Harvard. I mean, that could be a very funny scene. Your notion of what's happening to now could be very funny. Because you're doing a carbon copy of what went on when you were in college, see? Mm-hmm. This is going to be a hilarious scene and very deep. Mm-hmm. And the last time I saw this scene played was in Evanston. It was between a man and a woman who were earning perhaps, each $30,000 apiece, who were deciding exactly which of their children were going to go to Harvard and which to Yale, which was going to become a doctor and which was going to become a dentist. I mean, the scene was just heartbreaking, right? Can you imagine these children fighting these images that are being collected and forced down their throats, as they grow up?
I can't, man. Between a dentist and, what was it, a doctor?
I was
Lawyer.
supposed to be an engineer.
A dentist and a lawyer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's called, that's a choice a lot of people would like to have.
Are you showing him?
How about this? We have a scene where the man and woman,
Take 11.
man and woman, they both take off their clothes, but they don't touch each other. They have something to do. They have to change their clothes, they have to go to the bathroom, or they have to take a shower. They don't touch each other. And the audience is panicking. I hope they touch each other.
How about they're obsessive compulsive about germs to the point where they take off their clothes and they're scared to touch each other for fear of exchanging germs? And they have a conversation about how scared they are about getting to touch each other when they're naked.
They
Okay,
kiss
that's
each other.
take two. I'd
They
like to
kiss
have
each other, and after every kiss, they go and brush their teeth.
we did that already with Kevin D'Ambrosio, who just left. We did that scene. It's a scene about people with compulsion about each other's germs and stuff like that.
Okay, well,
I've got enough. I'm going to turn this off now. I need to know. This is Jose number 2 is not going to compose a scene in advance. He's going to go on the fly, tapping into his intuition.
Asking the same question twice.
Okay, I think Henry's going to tell us something now about how they've been a little disconsolate over the last couple of months.
I am rich somewhere.
Henry, will you tell us how you've been feeling over the last month? You were feeling out of it?
Not this last month, just this last week.
Yeah.
Since this second show is taking forever to put together, all the editing process is getting to be arduous. So I don't know. I'm bouncing material off people that are not our friends, that don't cuddle us or
You're on your own on that one.
Did you say cuddle or cuddle?
Cuddle.
Oh,
I meant Cottle.
Okay.
Thank you.
Henry, would you say now what's happened, what we're looking forward to doing tomorrow, please? In 5 minutes max.
Okay. Tomorrow, I actually have no idea. I'm probably gonna do some skits, maybe off of real life things. What we talked about now, like about his mom, about the show, maybe.
Do we have anything on how to become a better American?
Oh, the democracy kit.
The democracy. Okay.
Okay, you know what? There might be a brief excursion into the realm of the personal democracy kits, because unfortunately, real Americans don't exist in numbers worth counting today. Real Americans read the Constitution, and not only do they read it, they understand it. And when people change it, they question it. This has not been happening, hence the personal democracy kits. Say goodbye to lost limbs forever with your own personal landmine removal kit.
Cut. Give it to your buddy, Jose. What else is going on this, Jose?
Tomorrow we're gonna react, we're gonna act, we're gonna make, we're gonna take, we're gonna give,
Perfect.
we're gonna grow. Talks in circles.
Wrap it up, man.
That was talk in circles.
I don't know, ask him.
Chief talk in circles.
No, just talks in circles.
Talks in circles.
He's not a chief until
All
he
right.
gets it down.
So tonight was a conflagration between two star clusters
In one corner.
in one corner of weeds.
One corner right in the
Two
middle.
media titans.
So the early morning of May 15th, the full moon.
Go ahead. This is the Full Moon Cafe, baby. It's one of the places we play in Massachusetts called the Full Moon Cafe. All right.